Advisory Council has brought about a discussion paper on the land acquisition bill. I'm joined by the man who's actually dealing with it and has tried to work very hard, who's got good administrative ability. The NEC now says, going back to the drawing board stage, saying that they want it to be, the 1894 Act to be repealed. They want one comprehensive with the resettlement rehabilitation. Is that possible? Because you moved last time round for official amendments to the cabinet.
We have not received any official communication as yet. So as and when we receive that communication, we'll examine that, we'll go through it, and then we'll be in a position to comment on that suggestion. If it is acceptable within this time frame, the department may consider that. But unless and until we receive it officially, it is too early to comment on that issue.
The other issue, sir, that because you have been speaking to members of parliament, Ajit Singh, you will be meeting MPs again. You had moved these official amendments to the law ministry to take it up to cabinet. Does that still stand, or do you feel that there is still some time?
We asked them to hold on for some time because some more suggestions are coming. And after discussing with these different stakeholders, if there are certain suggestions which could be accommodated, certainly we would like to forward it again to the law ministry. So we already requested them to hold it on for some more time. Maybe in a week's time will be really giving us a final say on this matter so that they can prepare a draft cabinet note. Especially bill. That bill is important. We give the suggestion, but they have to fit it into the legal frame. So that will be done, and then we'll go before the cabinet. But our target is that we should bring it before this next parliament session.
The real crux of the issue, as you know, is about land acquisition. How much should the government intervene? Should it be 70%, 30%? That big argument. You had left it to the states to decide. Where do you feel a compromise will be formed? Because that's the crux, and you have been a chief minister, so you know that.
No, generally, what happens? Suppose we acquire a piece of land, and for that also, how much land is required? We also provided that there should be a committee to decide. Otherwise, people should not acquire ample land and just keep it idle for future expansion. That should not be the case. So we have also recommended that there should be a committee under chief secretary. So he will decide for a particular project how much land is really required. Once that is decided, if for a private person, if he suppose acquires that particular, after negotiation, suppose he purchases certain land, but there are patches remaining in between, because some farmers may say that no, we are not willing to give. But then he cannot develop that project, because just like a small islands, they will be there in the whole project. So for that, the decision is how much government should come forward. Because the committee earlier, our standing committee and group of ministers, they recommended 70-30 formula. Earlier bill, which we have already submitted, and that was lapsed. So there the suggestion approved by the then GOM that it should be 70-30. But then there are different suggestions. Somebody says 80-20, somebody says 90-10. So all these issues are still open. So we'll take a final view on that.
One final point. Do you believe that you could repeal the 1894 land acquisition and come with a fresh, comprehensive legislation with resettlement and rehabilitation, or as it stands today, it looks possible?
No, today I just said that it is too early for me to comment on this, because we have not received any communication. And unless until we receive that communication, and we'll go through it, we'll examine it, we'll have a discussion with our officers, and then I will come back to you for comment.
So here you have it from the minister concerned. He is going to look at it comprehensively, but first officially the NEC has to send that note. Clearly the government is ready to look at all matters and study it. But before any decision has to be taken, it should be studied fully. So clearly the decision on the land acquisition bill will be postponed a little bit. Over to you in the studio.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone. Fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. NDTV.com/apps.